What is going on, guys? So there's something interesting because as we're leading into November 14th, I don't know why people think it was October 14th. I know there's a lot of crazy tight dates and stuff like that out there for the 59th annual WBC convention, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a peek into what happened in last year's convention that took place, where there was literally 1 hour of ESBC content. 1 hour. So we're going to jump right into that. I'm only going to show snippets because although you can technically find this video, it is unlisted. So I don't want to take too much away from the WBC's video. Excuse me. But because it is unlisted, I'm just going to do a little bit of it so you can kind of get how in-depth this interview actually was. So let's go ahead and switch over to the other screen. All right, here we are. So we are going to play it from here, and we'll probably stop it a little bit early too.
I'd really cover off the main questions that we've been getting from fight fans and gamers.
Keep in mind, guys, this was in August of last year, August. So we didn't know anything at this point. So this information was shocking to us. So this is kind of cool to revisit it. It's only been a year, but it's a little bit nostalgic already.
So hopefully by the end of this, there'll be quite a lot of information for you all to take in.
And that right there, that's Ash Habib right there. That's who's talking. The guy, the infamous Ash.
So the first element really was around the visuals that I'll take everybody through. So one of the key aspects of the game is around realism and lifelike visuals, as we've just mentioned. With the collaboration with 1024, it's really allowed us to really take this to the next level, really. So here you can see some of the in-game character models that we have. That's Anthony Crawler right there. Again, this is the 3D character model. It's not a photo or an image of Anthony. So this is the actual fighters in the game. So here we have Ricky Hatton and his tattoos there. So we were really excited about.
Look how early they had Lyndon Arthur. They had him pretty early.
Having the fighters in. You can see there also Terry Harper and Lyndon Arthur, sorry. So yeah, that's the quality of the visuals we have.
That's amazing. How many cameras are you guys using to catch that realism?
So we have 178 cameras that 1024 have in the scanning rig. So this next part just kind of gives you a little bit of insight into how it works. So that's the scan rig that 1024 use. So we've been inviting boxers.
This is the first time we also got a look at the scanning rig that's become pretty infamous now, or pretty famous. We see it all the time when fighters go to the 1024 studio in Sheffield in the UK. Obviously the Echo one, I believe Echo is the one in California, and it looks completely different. So when someone's getting scanned in LA, and when someone's getting scanned in Sheffield.
Into the studio.
But this is the first time we saw it
in various poses to give you that lifelike recreation.
In a normal 3D setting or game similar to this, how many cameras are normally used?
So in terms of the actual scanning, there aren't really many scan studios around in the world. There's very few, in fact. So there isn't really a standard. 1024 were pretty much the trailblazers when it came to scanning character models.
So they
may be some studios
the head honchos
that they may have 100. There might be one or two that maybe have 200.
Look at the eyeball, bro. Look at the detail in the eye. You can see that it's kind of watery and it's glistening, and like the reflections all the way, like all here and stuff, and right here, and just the detail in the eyeballs and the eyelids, how every individual strand is basically placed onto the eye. It's crazy. All these individual strands here, man, that is the high level 1024 scanning process.
But I think it's more around the expertise and the experience that 1024 bring to what we're doing here.
Okay, so with the visual realism, you just take their images and they stand there. They're not doing any movement of any sort yet, correct?
So we have, I guess, coming on to the next part around the motion capture. So we're bringing in obviously professional fighters and boxers to recreate.
You know how much I was chomping at the bits when he was saying that?
The realism in movement.
Remember, I watched this
what
live.
we don't want to have is just a game that visually looks real. We want a game that plays just as real as well. And the only way to do that is to actually get professional fighters in to do the movements.
By the way, guys, look how long this is.
Taking you to the next part.
1 hour and 14 minutes. I'm only showing
Reed,
you a
former
snippet.
WBC super middleweight world champion.
Showing you a snippet
just
of it.
Essentially going through some moves that we were capturing. Here he's Robin's going through some defenses and the type of blocks that will be in the game. So yeah, our goal here is to.
By the way, this is not how they do motion capture. These are like them taking a few images of him, but they have an entire motion capture suit, and they do the full motion capture process with the T-stand, you know what I mean, to capture your body and then going into motion. So this is not how the motion capture is done, but I think that they were doing something early on where they were getting different body positions and doing things like that. I don't know what this is exactly, but this is definitely not the motion capture that they do now.
To match the visuals with the movement and you know, the gameplay. So that just gives you a little bit of a glimpse there in terms of the motion. The next aspect around sculptors. So this is quite an interesting piece for us. So, you know, we have
This is interesting because this is how they put in the people who are deceased and no longer with us.
24's technology in terms of scanning lifelike visuals, as you've just seen. But within Esports Boxing Club, you know, we want this game to also have the legends as well. So we have, you know, legends who have passed away now. So obviously it's impossible to scan anybody like that. So we have to bring in actual sculptors who aren't just 3D artists, but can sculpt actual faces. So just to give you a little bit of an insight into what we have planned. So here we have the legendary Joe Frazier and Arturo Gatti. So, you know, our sculptors are painstakingly recreating the likeness of those fighters.
And they did
because
a good
we've
job.
raised the bar so much in terms of scanned fighters. You know, we have to make sure we do justice to the legends that we have in the game, which is why we've gone to the lengths of hiring sculptors to really bring them to life. So that's
Well, I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna bring it over here real quick. This is when they first talked about the WBC and everything like that. Here they're talking about WBC championships, the Ring Magazine belt, IBF, national belts, and competition. So you can win belts like a WBC belt, a full WBC belt, which is crazy. They talked about the ring announcers and everything like that. They showed the list of fighters that they had at the time, but this list pales in comparison to what we've seen now. You know, this list is what we have now is like another world, another planet compared to this list. This list was pretty UK heavy, I would say. They did have some good, you know, grabs there, like Joe Frazier, Arturo Gatti, Sergio Martinez, Mickey Ward. You know, Ricky Hatton was well known in the States, but yeah, it was really you know, a little UK heavy, but it's all right. It's all right. They went back here. I want to get to the point where they, let's see here. Like I said, I don't want to take too much away from it, but this was the first time that they revealed any type of motion in the game, period. So let's go ahead and click that real quick, and then we'll end the video there.
We have something to share in terms of what people have been asking for. So this is something I can essentially show now.
The shadow boxing.
Oh, this is new. Breaking?
So this is actual in-game footage of movement, the way the fighters move, and this is something that we really want to kind of showcase in a boxing game, because again, any kind of fighting game, it's really difficult to move away from that stiff motion. Here, when you have professional fighters moving for you, throwing punches for you, this is exactly the kind of movement that we're wanting in Esports Boxing Club, and here is a glimpse of what's to come. You know, so that's the movement and fluidity of the game that we were talking about, and that's essentially our game to really create something like this.
Oh, that's so. I remember seeing months.
All right, so I'm going to end it right there. Let me bring up my screen real quick. Let's move it quickly over this way. So I'm gonna end it there. It's to give you a glimpse. Like I said, it is possible for you to find this and look at it in its entirety. It was 1 hour and 14 minutes. One of the real reasons why I'm showing this is to show you the magnitude and the importance that WBC conference was for ESBC, and why that could lend to the possibility. Remember, guys, it's not a guarantee. Obviously, this is speculation using evidence like this, but it lends to the possibility that there could be a return to the WBC conference where they drop more information, because this is basically a year removed from this conference, and boy, have they expanded and exploded since that time. So just wanted to share this nostalgic moment. Didn't want to take away from an unlisted video. It is unlisted, but I wanted to, you know, give my thoughts and stuff and talk to you guys now a year removed, and now moving into the new 59th annual WBC conference. Hopefully we have Steel City Interactive there, and hopefully we get major news the way we got it there. I showed you, man, it was 1 hour and 14 minutes of straight up information from them, where they talked about all of their plans for ESBC at the time. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Fanatico. I'm out. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed it.